Scene 1675. A room at a lodging house near the Pantiles of Tunbridge Wells. A woman is sleeping in the bed, and the famous courtier and poet John Wilmot, Earl of Rochester, is sitting by the window scribbling, writing a new satire. In vanity, we find our worst diseases. No, 'tis all in vain we find our worst diseases. Better, no wait, in vain, then what? Damn this foolish game. 10,000 words alone could not do justice to their vanities, and I have only this scrap of paper to cram them into.
Are you awake, my love?
I am indeed, and rose with the cock.
Oh, much like myself.
Ha! I know you. Like Diana, you'd rather bathe naked in the waters of Tunbridge Wells than wake up early.
No need. I've tasted them many times before. For a headache.
And did it give you much relief?
I think so. It took my mind off things.
Most likely your pain was transferred somewhere else. Your stomach, for instance. There are other ways I can think of that will take minds off maladies. Do you know where I've been this past few hours?
Well, I've been asleep, if you hadn't noticed.
I took my horse through the common, and I went down to the well, just to get some air. And even at this early hour there is no peace to be found in Tunbridge Wells, full of prattling knaves, flouncing and prancing around. So I had some water. Yes, I know, much against my better judgment. I stared for a while at the stuff. It was nothing special, I thought, and I poured it down in one. Steel yourself, they should warn you. For a taste of true steel, I could have licked a sword and had the same effect. And soon I could feel that my stomach might return it with interest.
That'll be the wine from the other night, my dear. How many bottles was it?
Well, it's no cure for that ailment, I can testify. My head still feels like it's been carved in two, though I've no doubt others swear that it cures a thirst. A jumped-up officer riding past said, "Why so pale? Heavy stomach? There's a better cure for excess than that." I said nothing but looked him up and down, but this knave must have thought me wanting his advice. "Oh yes," he went on, "small glass of port in the morning will do you more good. Give them uniforms and they think they're gentlemen. I hope he gets the gout."
That's not what the waters are for. I believe they have a more serious power. I've heard from good and honest people that they have the power to make a woman fertile. A famous lady took them, and she had a child at a grand old age.
I wonder. Did I know her? There are plenty of other measures that I have heard can cure a barren woman. A change of husband works wonders. Perhaps I would do well to set myself up as a physician. What do you think?
Oh, you flatter yourself. Did you meet any there?
Quacks? Yes, and worse still, priests. I hung around for a while listening to them. "What brings you to Tunbridge Wells?" they said. "What a charming daughter you have. And by the way, will we be seeing you in church? I've seen a cat smile with more sincerity."
You are very bitter this morning. Was it the water?
No, perhaps not. I have a pang of regret this morning. Don't look at me like that. But it's a feeling of disappointment that won't go away. "Go to Tunbridge Wells," George said. "Escape dreary London for a bit of peace. Court will soon be pining for your return. Well, I'm not popular there at the moment. I am in disgrace, as they say. There's no end to the people who want me fixed to a cartwheel. I intend this poem to restore some grace and favour with the people that matter. But it won't be easy. I'm up against it this time. Court may seem a place of great importance to you, but to me it's a contemptible snake pit."
Oh, I would love to go to court, be introduced to the king, live the life of a lady or a mistress. How can you hate it, to be with all those other brilliant men and ladies?
Don't hope for such things. You wouldn't say that if you'd seen what I'd seen. Corruption and vices of all kinds, soon to be cantering down here.
Oh, nothing that you'd know anything about then.
My advice to you is to live a nice, quiet life in the country, but preferably not Tunbridge Wells. Even here I find you're not safe. I thought I'd seen it all when I saw this wan young girl. Not long 16, her mother said. This Gorgon had dragged the young thing along the muddy walk to taste the waters. For what? To bless the mother's womb for a son, she said, and to relieve the young girl of her cramps and pains. Do you see?
See what?
They are no more likely to be cured of their maladies by tasting water than if they were to consult a horoscope or pray in church. They need to take a good look at themselves. I'll wager the girl's pain is in precise proportion to the wagging of her mother's tongue. She needs to be let off the leash. As for the mother, she would have more chance of getting with child if she were to lay with half the company in the town. You see, what better advice could you get from a physician?
Well, I wish I had a mother. At least she has one. My mother died when I was very young and I can't remember a thing about her. Perhaps the girl would feel better if she realised how fortunate she is. She'll be married off to a gentleman in a few years, and I imagine she'll not be seeing her mother again for a while.
I'm touched, my dear, very touched. Of course, you may be right. There's no cure yet discovered for stupidity or forgetting who you are. My horse knows this better than any man. When I offered him a drink from the well, he shook his mane. He's got more sense than any philosopher. Wait, let me finish. Let me hit the mark. The muse strikes at odd times. How about this? Listen. Humanity's our worst disease. My horse, for doing only things fit for his nature, did seem by me much the wiser creature. Might work. I'll fill in the rest later. Are you hungry?
Yes, but at the same time I feel very weak. I don't think I'm going to be able to carry anything. In fact, I can hardly get out of bed.
I see.
And I feel a headache coming on. Do you mind?
No, I am, after all, your lady's most humble and obedient servant.